Hello, Goddess, and welcome to this week's Thankful to Thrive Thursday. I had a moment where I was like, it's already going to be Thursday this week. It is just as though time is speeding up faster and faster and faster. Welcome for those new to my channel. My name is Rochelle Richard. And here at Empowerment Experiences, we are looking for and finding our power all along that which is our self-love empowerment journeys. And for the majority of us, we are also on healing twin flames journeys, which a twin flame journey is a self-love empowerment journey. And I will continue to reiterate that and amplify the importance of you anchoring into your power. You focusing on where your healing is rather than being so focused on what he is doing. All right. So Thankful to Thrive Thursday is targeted or focused on how we are thriving, how we can be thriving, even in this crazy world we find ourselves in right now. But especially in our twin flame connections, I know that lately it has been a space of a lot of surrendering, a lot of that practicing the pivot and focusing on ourselves as divine feminines. Because we each must be stepping into our power in order to really inspire our divine masculines to step into their power. Meaning we've got to be rising and thriving into each our own twin flame missions, right? Our soul purpose. And that is the very thing that brings us into union within ourselves, that coming back home to our true self, our soul, and anchoring into that purpose of why we chose to come here. So I may sound a little off. I have allergies going on, and there is a soul message for having allergies. They came on Saturday after a full day over in Phoenix by the airport, basically in an environment that has poor air quality, and in addition to a couple weeks out after the valley the Phoenix Valley having had a lot of rain. So we have a lot of things trying to pollinate and such. Yes, we do have that happening in the desert because remember, we don't have a real winter. So we have a lot of pollination that happens a lot throughout the year. Normally, I don't have quite a challenge. However, just so you know, when you are experiencing allergies, the question that you've got to ask yourself is, what am I allergic to? What am I resisting? What am I trying to fight? And that's when I use the word try, because it's an attempt, right, at fighting what in your next version of self you are desiring to or being called to step into. All right, that is what a physical manifestation of allergies in your body is about. The last time I had allergies almost like this, where it's my throat and my sinuses in particular, nothing else, no like congestion. It's not the flu. I'm not sick. It is allergies. Having had allergies for nearly my entire life, I know my body. But that said, it's been a moment since I have had allergies like this. And I can very clearly see that it is resisting that passion within me, that which excites me. I know for me that is definitely something that I have pushed away in my own self. And I share this with you, Goddess, with the intention that perhaps it allows you to see how maybe even your counterpart with beliefs that you have about yourself or about him or about your connection, about your experience, about your purpose here. Anything that speaks against or goes against your truth or that which you desire is definitely going to create resistance. And well, our soul definitely does make sure its voice is heard at some point or another. And again, these allergies are that. It's like, okay, enough, Rochelle. Get out of your own way, goddess, and allow yourself to have fun. Look for things that excite you. It can be something so small, so finite. If it's to sit and, color a picture with crayons or colored pencils because you haven't, if it's to go to a craft store or an art studio, right? And, make stained glass, not even stained glass. There's what is the word where it's literally you cook I can't even think of it right now, but I digress. I'm actually referencing, I have a colleague, a fellow entrepreneur who has her own art studio here, Creative Place. It's a create and paint studio out here in the valley. So I'm thinking of some of those things, that can be really fun, can take you out of the seriousness of where you've been, can release the resistance towards the things you've been resisting. And for once, allow yourself to have fun, right? Because these things that feel good for you, goddess, that are calling to you, that draw to you, like for me, I'm a poet and I know it. I'd love to write poetry. It has been a lifelong passion to publish one of my own poetry books. And plus, I have several books that I have to publish. However, even for me, with everything that has happened in this last year and a half, it's been a challenge to allow for that forward momentum to occur towards any vision. Because right now, again, the world is perceived to be a certain way. Yet, while our egos want to say, oh my gosh, there's no point, our soul knows the truth. And that's exactly what this passion is relating to, is your soul's passion. Your soul's passion. What genuinely, authentically lights you up, goddess. All right? Whatever artsy fartsy projects, or you want to create music, or you want to garden, all of these are healthy outlets for you to express this anger as well. I'm sure there is some part, like even pulling weeds can be therapeutic, be a therapeutic outlet, a healthy outlet for expressing anger. Right? You go out there, and especially out here in the Phoenix Valley, when things are dry, oh my gosh, it is a pain in the tuchus to pull things out of the ground. It's a very hard ground, except for right after when it's rained. And it's important, as we've mentioned from Twin Flame Tuesday, that you make sure that you express your human emotions in a healthy way. That is, when you express them in a healthy way, that is you having control over your emotions, right? It doesn't mean that you don't allow yourself to be angry, just as the same as you're trying to not allow yourself to get excited or to feel impassioned about something, right? It is about allowing, and Twin Flame Tuesday was very much amplifying you getting in the flow. I mean, we had 2 different decks that delivered the flow cards, okay? This is what this is about, you getting out of your own way. And I know it feels like I continue to reiterate this. And I'm here to tell you, sister, it takes that unlearning and relearning time span for the new to be fully integrated, for it to really sink in for you. Okay? I feel so weird, like I haven't had like sniffles in a momentito, man. Past lives. I know for sure right now within the collective, in your connection specifically, Goddess, you both are clearing past life karma within the connection. Experiences from your past lives. Maybe something had to be done where one or the other had to be sacrificed, or had to choose, right? Had to choose to abandon you. Okay? Right now, there is a lot of this being cleared out of your connection. A lot of past life wounds are being healed, and therefore those timelines are closing. This is also why you're gonna notice in the collective, in yourself even, that you are recognizing that it's bit by bit getting easier and easier to focus on yourself. Finally, right? Finally, you feel this little bit of freedom, bit by bit by bit by bit. And that does not mean at all, Goddess, that you're not going to fall back into that space where, you know, you have the anger, the frustration, the why, God, why aren't we together? Why isn't this the way I want? That's perfectly fine. Again, it's about expressing that in a healthy way. And then practicing that pivot and allowing yourself to get excited. Because here's the real of it, Goddess. This world is temporary. This experience is temporary. And you are a creator here. You are a manifester here. Intentional manifestation is your bag. It's what you have come to learn in this earth school. That is what it is to learn to harness energy, is to be intentional in your manifestation, in your manifesting period. And that means to be in control of your state of being, of your emotions. And this is why I will never be the one to tell you, Goddess, that you need to forget about your counterpart. Absolutely not. I am not going to tell you to do something that no way in hell I would ever do. Plus, that's kind of the antithesis here. Obviously, the ultimate outcome is for twin flame union. However, as with any manifestation, you've got to let go of the outcome. You've got to disconnect, detach from that outcome. You've got to detach because it's an ego attachment that you have to it, which that's definitely something that's going to fuel anger, right? Is this frustration that you aren't able to have it the way you want it right now, right? And that will result in you pushing it away. So you've got to actually detach on when union is going to happen, if it's going to happen. You've got to anchor into the knowing that it already is, and that all you're doing is preparing. You're preparing the home. As the woman, as the divine feminine, you are preparing this home to receive your counterpart, to receive him in this lifetime. But that means to be continuing to heal this past life karma between the two of you and with your other soul contracts that you have made. All right. And perhaps, such as myself, his karmic, he and all three of us, we had a soul contract, because I very much interacted with his karmic. It's been a year, but we are definitely still clearing. And so for me, I'm able to see in my connection, there was definitely a past life where, and undoubtedly, I foresee this as the same in the collective. So if this resonates with you, please, I would love to hear. For those who have very parallel journeys with myself, is that in a past life, I know that he chose his karmic over me in that lifetime, or maybe others, more than one perhaps, but I know for certain, I know it with every ounce of my being, that in at least one past life, he didn't choose me. Because that is definitely something that has been bouncing around in me, is the not being chosen, right? So that is something that we each of us have to look at, Goddess. If this resonates with you, you've got to look at, what is my role in healing this, right? Where is my power to heal this? And that is definitely, why don't we, you know what, let's just ask. I'm intrigued. What is our power to heal this abandonment, this not being chosen by our counterpart from in our past life? And that is right here. I love this, is focusing on the blessings right now, focusing on the ways that you are choosing yourself. Delight in choosing yourself, because remember, dear goddess, he is your mirror. He is you, and he have the same blueprint. And when you delight in choosing yourself and choosing your joy and your happiness, that is the exact same as him choosing that for you as well. Okay? So allow yourself to get excited about this union. Allow yourself to get excited about the union within. And I just saw 555, which is the manifestation number. I got to point that out on my little clock here, 555. And that's exactly what we're doing, is we are intentionally manifesting the reality we desire to be experiencing. That is this new earth rising. You are a contributor to this new earth rising. And what do you want your legacy to be, goddess? How beautiful, excuse me, we got some throat chakra stuff going on here. How beautiful would it be to live in a world where everybody recognizes their blessings, everybody lives in a state of gratitude and appreciation, and we are optimists rather than pessimists, and we recognize that we are intentionally creating our reality, or that we can be, because we're unintentionally creating it, and we have been. We've been brainwashed and programmed and indoctrinated to create the kind of scenario and narrative that those who have kept humanity enslaved for millennia have wanted us to be living in. But that's why we are here. We are here to liberate this collective, liberate humanity from this prison. But first, you must free yourself from the prison within you, the one that you keep yourself in, the one where you don't choose yourself, the one where you're not filling your cup first, the one where you're not focusing on how things are working out in your life rather than giving attention to how things are not. So this is how you can right now be healing this past life karma within your connection of not being chosen by your counterpart. It means that you, dear sweet goddess, are being asked to intentionally practice choosing yourself. And perhaps, I was about to ask, what is the question of one of the ways to do that? And that is to embody this abundance. It is to recognize the abundance that you are. To have that abundance of excitement within you, abundance of joy, abundance of blessings, right? Abundance of gratitude, right? What you focus on is what expands. And this is why I am pointing out, dear sweet goddess, where your power is in healing this right now to be thriving even more so in your journey, is to be amplifying the abundance that already is in your life, right? To amplify the abundance that already is in your life. And apparently, let's see, do we have, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. This one's grabbing on for dear life here. This one is adventure, right? It is time that you allow yourself to recognize that your soul is on an adventure. It is time that you allow your soul within to take you on an adventure, to show you what awaits you when you heal these wounds, when you align yourself with this abundance and you embody the power within you, and you recognize that you are the creator of your reality, whether you're doing it unintentionally or intentionally. So it's time that you dare to allow yourself to see a better future, a brighter world for you and everybody that you love. And to recognize as well your role in creating that. How are you showing up in the world, Goddess? Again, imagine being the example, because we lead by example, being the example that you have learned how to choose yourself. To say, you know, I'm actually tired, I'm going to go home and rest. To say, you know, I know that eating that is going to upset my stomach, and as much as I appreciate you having cooked it for me, I have to choose me. I have to choose feeling better. I have to choose taking responsibility for my state of being. And this includes very much so the thoughts you're thinking. Because it is about shining the light on those shadows, those dark thoughts within you, and saying, is this aligned with the vision that I desire to be experiencing, that I desire to be creating for myself? Is this exciting to me? Does this feel good, or does it anger me? Right? Is it a contradiction to what I desire? What am I thinking and believing about my experience? Because that is exactly what I am creating and receiving. And it is time to shine the light on those shadows and reveal the lessons within them, which that is you revealing where your power is, and then integrate those lessons and actually implement the change. Be that change in your journey, in your life, bit by bit, which again, choosing yourself. Choosing yourself. Because you are the most important person in your life, Goddess, above your twin flame. You are, because without you, well, there would be no you. I mean, it's kind of obvious. And that when you embody that love for yourself, your counterpart will come home, because that is you coming home to yourself as well. In that self-love space, you recognizing that you are your first and only real true love. Because you can only truly know you to the greatest depths possible. That you cannot truly know another, even your counterpart. However, here's what's beautiful, is that the deeper you come to know yourself, the deeper you can come to know him and anybody and everybody in your life. So the more you choose you, the more you amplify that love within you, and the more you illuminate, as I like to call it, your bat signal for your divine counterpart to see. And the more you rise and thrive on your journey. Because you're in your truth. You're standing in your power, the power of you. So, light worker cards, work your light. Is that what these are actually called? It's been a minute since I read it. Yeah, the work your light worker cards here, right? In what ways are we being guided to, shine our light in this world as we are going through this healing journey and integrating these lessons? Oh, okay, hello. It's all part of a divine plan. All right? To trust that plan, Goddess. For you to focus on where your power is, knowing that everything else is working out exactly as it's supposed to, for the highest good of all. And this, of course, again, includes your twin flame union. I know I talk about, right now I feel like I'm being led to say this, I know I'm talking about twin flame union, and I know There are those in the collective that are like, I'm letting go, I'm surrendering. Yes, you let go, you surrender, you don't give up. I mean, you're still going to have your twin flame lessons. I mean, and of course, you're going to tell me that you're just going to say, never mind, I don't want him at all. Or are you going to be willing to recognize that that is a self-sabotage, that is a trauma, that is a shadow aspect pushing him away from you? When you know within your heart and soul, that's what you want. Stop denying yourself, goddess. It's time you choose you. Holy moly mackerel, that is what this is today. Is you choosing you, goddess. And your divine masculine is pleading for you to choose you because he's in his own mess. He's in his own space, unable to choose himself, his soul's desires, which would be you and your twin flame mission. Because when you are not choosing that which is your passion, when you are not choosing you and choosing that which lights you up, how can you expect him to choose you? How can you expect him to choose to rise and thrive on his journey when you've not yet done the same on yours? You are very much the foundation of this connection, goddess. As the one who is the aware awakened twin, the one who is very, very aware of this connection to the depth that you are doing this work on yourself. You are reclaiming your power. You are healing your traumas and your wounds. And you are aligning yourself with the vision that you desire. Well, I know my counterpart, again, not quite there. And that's okay. Because I'm still sorting out my stuff just like he is. And when we can shift into that space of having that compassion and honoring where we each are in this journey, that is an act of love. Unconditional source love. That is you loving yourself, and that is you loving him unconditionally and recognizing that you are where you are and you are exactly where you are supposed to be. And that if you were supposed to be anywhere other than where you are, you would be. It is only the ego that creates those kinds of judgments. All right. Do we have any? Holy, are you serious right here? Well, I guess we're gonna do it. Okay, so first one, let's roll. You are birthing a new age. You are birthing it's a new earth rising. And this is where your power is, goddess. This is what you've come here. Whatever that vision looks like is unique to you. However, we all have come here to be a part of this new earth rising, to create this new vision. One that is unconditional love, which you must be that change. You must embody that unconditional love for yourself first and foremost, which again comes back to you must choose you. So how can you mother yourself? How can you choose you? How can you nurture you? How can you put your needs first and your wants by way of fulfilling your wants and your needs that are not at a detriment to others, where you're not taking from others, but rather you're giving to yourself. So how can you mother yourself? Devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Oh my goodness, like this entire message is about you going within, about you connecting deeper and deeper with yourself. All right. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. You know you are being supported. And this came up recently from someone who recently had someone close to her transition from this world. And I'm always so quick because I understand this, right? I know that this isn't who we are. These are avatars that our souls are existing as, or experiencing this realm as, that we've chosen to become in this world. But this is not who we are. This is a fraction of that which we truly are, which is again why it's about you clearing away all the shit to connect with you at a deeper level, because then you will recognize that you are an infinite soul being having a temporary human experience. And that said, you will be able to feel your support system on the other side. In the energetic realms, you will feel them. So knowing that you are supported, goddess, you are a warrior woman. What are you about to do? What are you choosing to do? How are you choosing you? Right now, what changes are you looking to implement in your life? To be stepping into that goddess, that true goddess self within you. Because it's time you say yes to you. Say yes to these changes. Say yes to any of these transformations that are calling to you. You can be anybody you want to be. You want to dye your hair purple. I suppose these days it's not such of a mind-blowing thing, but you want to, these days there's so many things that would be like, you want to do that, do it, and it's so mainstream now. But which is proof that you can be whoever you want. The only one who is keeping you trapped and apart from being who you've come to truly be is you. So it's time you say yes to you, goddess. Say yes to you. All right, now we're gonna go straight to these angel numbers here, because this, I am just, wow, thankful to Thrive Thursday. Again, in order to really be rising and thriving on your journey, you have to choose you. It's healing, again, healing this past life karma, this wounding from past lives with your counterpart not being chosen, which is going to affect your life in pretty much every facet now. Because if you are not choosing yourself, then you are actually repelling abundance, you are repelling love, you are resisting all these things that you say you want, but yet you're not saying yes to them, right? You're not allowing it to flow in. By choosing yourself in the ways that truly matter, in the ways that raise your vibration and align you with the manifestation that you desire. All right, let's see what we have here. Oh, goody, 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 goody gumdrops. I haven't said that in a momentito. Okay, number 1, looky here. 202. That's a number. Oh, shoot. Let me fix that. There we go. And is this right? 919. Let us, shall we? Let us have a look-see. Oh, and my allergies, my sinuses. Oh man, I have some journaling myself to do on this, like I've said, you know, and the allergies in terms of the not choosing yourself. Again, what in the next version of yourself, if you have allergies as well, what in the next version of yourself are you not allowing yourself to choose to shift into? Ooh, how are you not choosing yourself in this shift? In what ways are you not allowing yourself to choose yourself to flow with this shift, to embrace this shift, to, again, the shift of you stepping into you, your true self. All right, 202, we have faith and trust. Miracles can and do happen when you are open to them. As I'm saying, being open, faith in love. Turbulence and change are ahead, so surrender to the flow. This is, again, when you are focusing on what lights you up. I am gonna need this. When you are focusing on what lights you up, time out. I'm gonna do my. Thank you. All right. As I was saying, angel number 202. When surrendering to the flow, when you are not allowing yourself to surrender to this flow, you add to the turbulence, just so you know. All right? Embrace the change. This is, and in fact, what just hit me is the turbulence very much in my journey, if maybe the same for you, is the allergies, right? Turbulence, and I just caught 555 again. Oh, so I do need to add those numbers to this. 555 is another number. We've gotten it twice here. Focus. As I've mentioned countless times lately, what are you focusing on? Channel your energies toward what you want. Boom. What excites you? What do you want? So allow yourself this adventure in your mind to visualize what you desire, tuned into your inner knowing right here, inner temple, that portal of your heart. The only real limits you ever know are the ones you create for yourself. Again, getting out of your own way. Let's see, 555. Changes are coming. See, we have that again. Changes are coming. Again, healing these past lives. When you heal this past life karma, you can bet that there is definitely going to be changes. I mean, that in itself is a change. So it's like a pebble on a pond. It creates a ripple effect, right? You change one thing, it changes pretty much everything. Embrace and allow the changes. You choose how you respond. Let go of what no longer serves you. You are creating your reality. Personal freedom, non-attachment, and individualism, meaning you stepping into your authentic self, allowing for the fullest expression of you. I actually recently learned something that, oh my goodness, I love so much, that depression is the opposite of expression. So when you are not allowing yourself to fully express yourself, meaning you're not choosing yourself, you're not choosing to allow yourself to be fully expressed, what happens? You become depressed, right? It's pushing that down within you. Whereas if it's expressed, it's expansive. Depressed is limiting, it's constricting, right? It's pressing it down. You have the power to shift your thoughts. Intentional manifestation, as I've already mentioned, focusing on, and of course I don't have 919 on here, so we will enjoy that wonderful, no, I gotta see, let me just see what we've got here. Angel number meaning, so you have a lot to look forward to. It's not just about looking back at your past, but also planning for the future. The number itself represents new beginnings and opportunities in front of you that will lead you on the right path towards success. Wow. 919 represents the very essence of life. It embodies the ebb and flow of life that continuously runs in cycles, which again, with this past life healing, we're closing out cycles. As you begin to implement these changes through choosing you are not only wow, I just totally lost that. You are healing those wounds, right? You're not just cleansing out the infection, but you're actually healing. You are facilitating the healing of the wound. There we go. That's what couldn't quite find the words to express what was coming through here. But it's more than just cleaning out the infection. It is about actually facilitating the healing in the wound, like putting the salve on it, right? And that is what you're doing by being intentional, by implementing the change. That is you taking the action necessary in your journey. When you take on board this message, you will manifest the reality you desire. Right? Let's see here. Da-da-da-da. And that's it. That's it. Begin new habits. Draft a new routine for yourself. Exactly what I'm saying. You shifting into this next version of yourself by choosing you, right? Because a goddess chooses herself. She doesn't expect, per se, other people to completely take care of her. She's self-sufficient in her power, right? She recognizes where her power is, and that's within herself. That said, dear goddess, oof, I love this Thankful to Thrive Thursday. Yes, indeed. I know I have some journaling to go do, especially on these allergies things, I'm telling you. But again, how can you better choose yourself? In what ways are you choosing to heal these past life wounds, this past life karma within your connection, and choose yourself so that you no longer carry the heaviness, the trauma of your counterpart in the past lives not choosing you? This is how we heal it, goddess, is we implement the change of that which didn't happen, so we can create the change that we always wanted. You are that catalyst, goddess. You are the catalyst. So, how can you mother yourself? Tune into yourself. Love yourself first. Choose you. That said, dear sweet goddess, I am here to remind you that the power is in your hands. The power to choose you, the power to change your life in whatever way you desire, the power to intentionally manifest whatever life you desire. That power is in your hands because it has always been inside you. Namaste.